So if prayer really works, like you claim it does, remember you're the one that's making the claim. You're going around telling that you got a cure for these diseases and then you have magic and it works. You're the one making these claims. So if it really works, why is it when there's an emergency, the first person you call is the police or the firemen? You know what I mean? Why ain't you calling on your God first? You said prayer works. You said your God has your back. Why is your God number two now? See? It doesn't make any sense. You know it doesn't make any sense. When the ambulance come and gets you because your imaginary friend didn't show up, why don't they drop you off at the church if prayers work and if God has your back? Why are they dropping you off at the hospital? Something's really strange here. You know what I mean? And then I've had some of you lunatics give me that embarrassing, disturbing argument. I was talking to one guy and I was explaining to him about the 9/11, and I said, "Man, I said, didn't you watch old dude like jump from the top of the building that day, and then boom, he was unalive, not here no more." I was like, the prayer obviously didn't work. So now y'all switching y'all's argument up because y'all been backed into a corner and you're embarrassed. So now you're saying, well, the prayer did work. God brought that person to heaven. That was the prayer working. That sounds fucking stupid. It sounds like you got real embarrassed and you are just trying your best to come up with something new. I'm going to use your argument, and I want you to tell me how cold hearted and ignorant it is. I'm a doctor. Your kid is in danger of passing. I say, take this medicine. It works, just like you claim prayer works. Just take this medicine. So you give the medicine to your kid, and you say, if my kid takes this medicine, he'll be okay. And you say, yes, the medicine works. I'm telling you. So the kid goes like the next 2 or 3 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 months, suffering in that bed, horribly suffering, and then the kid passes. You come up to me and you say, man, you kept saying the medicine worked. It didn't work. My kid's not here no more. Think about this. What would you say if I looked at you and I said, well, I mean, it did work. Your kid's not here no more. He's not suffering. I already know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, damn, that's cold hearted. Exactly. That's what you're doing with this praying shit. You're telling people that it works, and when they do it and it doesn't work, you get embarrassed. And you got to make up a bunch of stupid shit and say, yeah, the guy who jumped out of the top of the building in 9/11, I mean, the prayer did work. He's in heaven now. Wow. Y'all got to cut this out, man. This is just overboard insanity. I mean, we've done seen like we've done seen what happened with the Holocaust. We've seen 9/11. We've seen the slaughter of the Indians. We've seen we've seen and heard about children being kidnapped and molested and beaten and murdered. Animals being beaten. We've heard about floods and tornadoes and tsunamis. My gosh, we got to keep going. And then you people have the fucking nerve and audacity to say, well, yeah, I still believe in prayer. It works. No, it fucking doesn't. What am I missing here? If you believe in prayer and it gives you comfort and hope, I don't have a problem with that. The problem is when you take the prayer and you put it on a table for an argument and you try to explain to people how it works. That's where you embarrass yourself. So I'll just end it like this. It's not your belief in a God that's ridiculous. It's your argument for it. Leave it off the table. Keep it private and personal, and it won't get mocked.